What would happen if plants suddenly developed the aggressive hunting strategies we associate with apex predators? Imagine walking through a forest where the trees actively stalk their prey, where flowers launch coordinated ambushes, and where the gentle rustle of leaves signals not wind, but the calculated movement of botanical predators preparing to strike. This extraordinary transformation wouldn't emerge from nothing. Deep within the plant kingdom, the foundations for predatory behavior already exist in the remarkable world of carnivorous plants. The Venus flytrap snaps shut in milliseconds with precision that rivals any animal predator, while pitcher plants construct elaborate death traps that would make any spider envious. These botanical hunters demonstrate that plants possess the fundamental machinery for rapid movement, sophisticated sensory systems, and deadly efficiency. The scientific evidence reveals that carnivorous plants represent one of evolution's most fascinating convergent solutions to nutrient scarcity. Over 600 species across multiple plant families have independently evolved the ability to capture, kill, and digest animal prey. The Venus flytrap employs electrical signals remarkably similar to animal nerve impulses, propagating action potentials through specialized cells at speeds approaching those found in animal nervous systems. These plants can count stimuli, store electrical memory, and make decisions about when to expend energy on prey capture. Research has uncovered that plants possess sophisticated communication networks that span incredible distances. Electrical signals can propagate between plants through direct contact, creating interconnected networks that share information about threats and opportunities. Studies have documented plants transmitting electrical signals across copper wires with enough precision to trigger responses in completely different species. The underlying molecular machinery involves mechanosensitive ion channels, glutamate receptor-like proteins, and calcium signaling pathways that closely mirror those found in animal nervous systems. The evolutionary precedent for rapid plant movement extends far beyond carnivorous species. The sensitive plant Mimosa pudica can fold its leaves in seconds, employing hydraulic mechanisms that approach the theoretical limits of water transport through plant tissues. The telegraph plant continuously rotates its leaflets in response to sound vibrations, while numerous species exhibit rapid responses to touch, light, and chemical signals. These remarkable abilities suggest that the cellular machinery for complex behavior already exists within the plant kingdom, waiting for the right evolutionary pressures to unleash its full predatory potential. Now, imagine an evolutionary scenario unfolding over thousands of years, driven by unprecedented environmental pressures. Climate change creates a world where traditional photosynthesis becomes increasingly unreliable due to frequent storms, prolonged periods of reduced sunlight, and atmospheric composition changes. Simultaneously, animal populations explode in certain regions while becoming scarce in others, creating patchy but rich sources of mobile nutrients. In this challenging environment, plants face intense selection pressure to supplement their photosynthetic lifestyle with more active hunting strategies. The transformation would begin with existing carnivorous plants, but the evolutionary arms race would quickly accelerate their capabilities beyond anything seen today. Venus flytraps might develop cluster trapping systems, where multiple interconnected traps coordinate their closure to capture larger prey or groups of smaller animals. The electrical communication systems that already exist in plants would evolve into sophisticated neural networks, allowing individual plants to process complex sensory information and coordinate multi-part hunting sequences. The first breakthrough would come through enhanced sensory evolution. Plants would develop the botanical equivalent of eyes, using specialized light-sensitive cells to track moving prey across considerable distances. Recent research suggests that some plants already possess rudimentary visual systems that can distinguish shapes and movement patterns. Under intense evolutionary pressure, these capabilities would rapidly expand into sophisticated visual processing systems, capable of identifying, tracking, and predicting prey behavior. Chemical detection would evolve far beyond current plant capabilities. Where modern plants can detect airborne chemical signals from other plants, hunting plants would develop exquisitely sensitive chemical sensors, capable of detecting individual animal pheromones, tracking scent trails, and even identifying the emotional states of potential prey through chemical signatures. These botanical bloodhounds would patrol their territories, following chemical gradients with the persistence of any terrestrial predator. The development of active hunting behavior would represent the most dramatic evolutionary leap. Plants would evolve mobile structures capable of pursuing prey across significant distances. Root systems might develop into underground tentacle networks that can rapidly extend toward detected prey, erupting from the soil to drag victims into specialized digestion chambers. Vine species would become active constrictors, using their tendrils not just for climbing support, but as sophisticated grasping and crushing appendages capable of overwhelming prey much larger than themselves. Some plants would develop pack hunting strategies that rival those of wolves or lions. Individual trees in a forest might coordinate their attacks, with one plant driving prey toward waiting companions using specialized fear-inducing chemical releases. The electrical communication networks already documented in plant communities would evolve into tactical coordination systems, allowing plants to share real-time information about prey location, movement patterns, and optimal attack strategies. The most terrifying evolutionary development would be the emergence of ambush specialists. Certain plant species would evolve to perfectly mimic their environment, becoming living camouflage that can strike without warning. Imagine flowers that perfectly replicate the appearance and scent of safety, luring exhausted animals into what appears to be a peaceful resting spot, only to reveal themselves as elaborate death traps once the prey is within striking distance. These hunting plants would develop increasingly sophisticated prey processing capabilities. Beyond the simple digestive enzymes of current carnivorous plants, they would evolve specialized organs for different types of prey. Bone-crushing chambers would process large vertebrates, while delicate extraction organs would drain every nutrient from smaller prey without waste. Some species might even develop preservation systems, storing captured prey alive in specialized chambers to maintain freshness until optimal digestion conditions arise. The ecological implications would be staggering. Traditional food webs would collapse and reform around these new botanical predators. Animals would be forced to develop unprecedented defensive strategies against plant attacks. Some might evolve enhanced mobility to escape plant pursuit, while others might develop sophisticated chemical defenses, specifically targeted at plant sensory systems. The evolutionary arms race between plants and animals would create an entirely new class of biological interactions. Convergent evolution would drive multiple plant lineages toward similar hunting solutions. Just as eyes evolved independently multiple times in animal evolution, we would see the repeated emergence of plant mobility, sensory sophistication, and predatory behavior across diverse botanical families. Desert cacti might evolve spring-loaded spine launchers, while aquatic plants could develop suction mechanisms that make current bladderworts seem primitive by comparison. The most successful hunting plants would likely be those that combine multiple predatory strategies. A single species might employ chemical lures to attract prey, visual camouflage to remain hidden, electrical coordination to communicate with neighboring individuals, rapid mechanical systems to capture victims, and sophisticated processing organs to extract maximum nutritional value. These botanical apex predators would dominate their ecosystems in ways that fundamentally challenge our understanding of plant-animal relationships. Some plant species would specialize in hunting specific types of prey, developing exquisitely refined capabilities for capturing particular animal groups. Bird hunting plants might evolve structures that perfectly mimic nesting sites, while mammal specialists could develop underground networks capable of detecting and responding to the specific vibration patterns created by different types of terrestrial movement. The development of plant intelligence would be perhaps the most remarkable aspect of this evolutionary transformation. The electrical networks that allow plants to process and respond to complex environmental information would evolve into genuine cognitive systems capable of learning, memory formation, and strategic planning. These plants would learn from failed hunting attempts, remember successful strategies, and adapt their behavior based on changing prey populations and environmental conditions. As these hunting capabilities reach their evolutionary peak, the boundary between plant and animal behavior would blur beyond recognition. Plants would exhibit territoriality, defending optimal hunting grounds from competitors. They would demonstrate social cooperation, working together to bring down large prey that no individual plant could handle alone. Some might even develop the botanical equivalent of tool use, manipulating environmental features to enhance their hunting success. The ultimate evolutionary outcome would be plants that actively shape their environments to optimize hunting opportunities. Entire forests might function as massive coordinated hunting systems, with trees manipulating light patterns to create ideal ambush conditions, while understory plants coordinate ground-level attacks, and root networks process and distribute captured nutrients throughout the community. This transformation would represent one of the most dramatic evolutionary shifts in Earth's history, comparable to the development of photosynthesis or the colonization of land. The emergence of truly predatory plants would create ecosystems unlike anything that has ever existed, where the traditional roles of producer and consumer break down entirely. In this world, plants would no longer be passive organisms waiting for nutrients to arrive, but active participants in the complex dance of predator and prey that defines life's most fundamental relationships. The question isn't whether such evolution is possible, but whether we're prepared for a world where every plant we encounter might be silently evaluating us as its next potential meal.